Okay guys, welcome back. The final leaks for the next pack that will happen next week are out. We know what the final support cards are and they are big ones. So welcome back guys, as you can see we have the big update here. I've talked about this in a video before. It's in the upper right corner, I just released it. Check it out if you want to, but today we want to talk about something different because we have finally the new leaks for the cards that will also be in the next pack, in the December pack, which will come in 7 days, which then should be around Tuesday morning. It should be Tuesday morning, as it at the moment always basically is. It might also be Wednesday to be honest, but we will have to see. And we have some pretty big cards. We can quickly go over what cards we already know that are coming. We know that new Manadium cards are coming, and I also will make a quick video about that in a moment, because we know that one specific card is unfortunately not coming, and that's quite unfortunate because then the full card combo that I showed you in a video before will not be able to happen here. But there is also another archetype getting a support here, and this one is quite big. A lot of people were waiting for it, and it is. We will quickly hop over. Albion the Sanctifier Dragon, which is obviously branded support. You can, or we can read this card together. Cannot be used as fusion material. Your opponent cannot target this card with card effects, which is amazing because I've played against this a lot and you cannot get this thing off the field. Obviously you can attack over it. You can only use each effect of the following blah 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 once per turn. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can target 2 monsters in any graveyard, special summon both monster 1 to each field. And then if this card is in your graveyard, you contribute 4 monsters, the 2 in the extra monster zone and 2 in the central monster zone, and special summon this card. This you will never do. But the thing is that we can now once again use the gimmick Puppet Lock. Puppet Lock, which before was only able to happen via branded the trap card, which I think is now forbidden, but this is way easier. Now you just have to get this into the grave, and then you can use your Albion the Sanctifier Dragon to quick effect, get this onto your opponent's field and lock your opponent out from, I think it's special summoning this turn, which is quite amazing. It's basically a roadblock that is basically a GG if you can get it out. The other cool thing about this is if you want to get the new branded support, this is will probably be an ultra rare, will be one of the cover art stuff, and this will also get an animation by the way, but you will only need one of them. And the other card that we will talk about, other branded support that's quite important, will also be probably an ultra rare, but you also only need one of Guiding Quem, the Virtuous, which these are the last 2 cards that really are the big support pieces for branded. After that, there are, at least as we know right now, where there will not be any more cards coming for branded. There might obviously be in the future because this is a very famous archetype. People like it a lot. Guiding Quem the Virtuous. Why is this card amazing? We can read it. If this card is normal or special summoned, by the way, this card is always treated as a Dogmatica and Despia. This can come up obviously. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can send 1 Fallen of Albas or 1 card that mentions it from your deck to the graveyard. And if a card leaves the extra deck, except during the damage step, so leaves the extra deck means if you pull a card out from the extra deck via Kashiwa Unicorn, for example, but it also means if you use your extra deck to special summon something. So if you do a link summon or whatever, XYZ fusion, whatever, if something happens from your extra deck, then this will trigger. You can target 1 Fallen of Albas or 1 monster that mentions it in your graveyard, except Guiding Quem, special summon it. And this is obviously amazing because there are different things you can do. You can also send, for example, you can Guiding Quem and send the the Cartesia, so you have it engraved and it can be added back to your hand. But what you can also do is you can just send a Fallen of Albas into the grave if you don't have one, and then you have a Guiding Quem on the field. And then, for example, if your opponent, let's say they do a link summon, and then you can just special summon in response to the link summon, can special summon your Fallen of Albas, activate Fallen of Albas' effect to basically directly fuse into a Mirror Jade, because the Albas needs himself and a monster from the extra deck, which you can then directly use the monster your opponent has just summoned. Guiding Quem is really a key piece in making the branded strategy strong. Though at the current state in the TCG we are playing branded Chimera, which the Chimera cards we will get in the future. So at the moment the pure branded is basically phased out, but this will be very strong and will give the deck a nice power boost. We can quickly look at the tier list here, and you can see branded is here at tier 2, and we can definitely expect this making the deck way better, way more consistent, and just stronger overall. And then there is the question that was on everybody's mind, and we a long time we weren't sure about where or when is Bystial Desparter coming. And now we have finally answered, is he coming, is he not coming? Obviously, Bystial Desparter is very important for the Vanadium archetype, which we will also get, which I think it's such a cool archetype. Vanadium, we will also get this. As already said, one card is unfortunately missing. I will talk about this in a video later on in the day probably, and we'll talk about the card and what this could mean for the deck. But yeah, Bystial Desparter is obviously something very important for the deck, and not only for this deck, but also for Dragon Link. Dragon Link obviously getting hit with the ban list will be weaker after that, and will then get new support if Bystial Desparter will come out. And it's definitely time that this one comes out. It came out in the Cyberstorm Access pack, which we are currently on, but we are also at the end of Cyberstorm Access, the pack, so we should get this. And the thing is, we will get this. We will get Bystial Desparter. This is also can be expected to be an ultra rare, but once again, you will only basically need one of these. So we are getting a lot of new cool cards, but you will only need one of them. So if they are ultra rares, that's not that bad. Though I think the Vanadium archetype will be quite expensive. I can see Leomhard being an ultra rare. I can see, I don't know, maybe Meek also being an ultra rare. The Planet will be an ultra rare, and it will not be limited to one, I think, because the deck is just not that strong as are the other decks. So I think they are not limiting the Planet this time around. So we will need 3 of these. And then there are also cards like, I've talked about this already, but you also need the Scareclaw card. So the Vanadium deck might just be a deck that you want to like dodge or not use if you want to save your resources. But we will have to see. Might also be a Purely type of thing, where I thought Purely would be very expensive, and then Purely actually was not that expensive. So we will have to see how expensive Vanadium will be. You will also need a lot of monsters in the extra deck, and also seems to be the case that we will get the Crimson Dragon, which is just an amazing and really like insane card, which is very important to get the Bystial Desparter out in your Vanadium deck, because normally this is a dragon and you need a non-tuner dragon monster, which you don't have in Vanadium. But as I showed you in the combo, you can use the Crimson Dragon, target your own Baron the Fleur, and then take out into the Bystial Desparter. Yeah, these cards are coming, and obviously there are some other cards coming, but these are the most impactful ones. We will get the Vanadium stuff, we will get the branded stuff, and then we will probably leave Cyberstorm Access after this release, and we will get into the new pack, which will be Dueling a Nexus, which then we will get the new support for the Infernoble stuff. All the cards that you can see have no rarities at the moment right here, which will bring this deck back to the front of the play, though obviously it will be weaker in Master Duel here because we have Maxi and this is a combo deck. We will also, and that's what I'm really excited for, get the new Unchained stuff. As you can see, we basically have all the stuff available right now, and we get these 3 new cards, which will make the deck way more playable, but also way weaker as in the TCG, because you will also summon a lot of things. So Maxi is a problem for this deck. And with Unchained, it's really cool because you can see they are very low rarity. The only ultra rare is this one, and you basically only need one of these. You could also run the deck without one of these. This is not that important for the deck strategy, but I do expect these cards to be ultra rares. This will be an ultra rare, this will be an ultra rare, this you need 2 of, this you need 1 of, this you need 3 of. So we'll spend a bit, but this will be probably be a very cheap archetype, the Unchained. And then we will also get the new support card for Purely, the missing E Purely Noir. Ignore the trap, it's not that important. The E Purely Noir, which is the final missing piece, because as of right now we have the Sleepy Memory, but no cat that corresponds with it. And this is the E Purely Noir. And this is very important because we will get the Delicious Memory 2/2 here, and then we will be able to just search a triple Sleepy Memory, get the E Purely Noir. And then if you have the E Purely Noir on the field and you activate another quick play spell and attach it to the E Purely Noir, you can for free set the trap from the deck, which is the new main way that you want to play on turn 1. Getting the E Purely Noir on the field, getting the trap on the field by attaching something to this, and then Purely Yeep on your opponent's turn, which has disadvantages because this can then get Book of Moon before it goes into the X Purely Noir, but you will also be able to draw more cards. And we can also quickly, just for the end, take a look at the Meta Weekly from Decade, which was played with the new ban list here. And you can see Purely just won this thing here with 2 Delicious Memory, which I predicted this deck will be dead basically. But you can also see on this thing, I think is a nice one. You can also see triple Yeep here, so that you can more that you basically can guarantee going into Yeep. So you can now use your My Friend Poorly to safely search a Yeep. But this will be way better. The deck will be way better when we get the last little cat. You can see Adignista is actually way stronger right now, because now it's the better Mavmec variant. We have Scareclaw, Kashtira here, but yeah, you can take a look at this for yourself. And also, it's also one of the supposedly best decks, as we have recently seen in another video. But yeah, this is everything for now. Very exciting in my opinion. We have this cool new update with the God cards. We will get the new pack next week, which will get the Menadium stuff and new branded stuff, which branded is definitely a deck everyone is basically hyped about. So yeah, it's cool time to be a Master Duel player. Let me know in the comments what you think of the new cards that are coming, the Albion, the Bastille Sparta, and the Quem. Will you get this, or don't you like branded anymore? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for being here. If you like my kind of content, please consider subscribing, hitting the thumbs up and the notification bell, and we will see each other in the next one.